A young lady's fiance unfortunately passed away 5 months before their wedding was supposed to take place.
Being greedy and stupid.
I think the reason why the wedding venue is not refunding the money to that bride is because they've already spent it.
Business owners, come to the front, please. Y'all, in today's video, we're talking about a wedding venue. We all know weddings are expensive. Bottom line, they are expensive. They will set you back, allegedly, because I was not there. There was a wedding venue in Durham, North Carolina called the Cotton Room. Should I even be reporting on this? Because I feel some type of way about the name. There was a couple, and unfortunately, the groom passed away months before the venue. The wedding. They would not give her back, what was it, $20,000? $18,000? Some thousands. More than 10. It just has the internet in an uproar. That's what we're talking about in today's video. Stay to the end if you'd like to hear what I have to say, but let's get into it.
Wedding venue is refusing to return a deposit of over $18,000 even though the groom has tragically died. Chris Perry and Kristen Seidel got engaged last year and they had booked their wedding for October of this year. And on May 12th, one day before his 33rd birthday, Chris collapsed and passed away. They had booked the Cotton Room in Durham, North Carolina, and by the time Chris passed in May, they already paid half of their wedding contract. And within 2 days of Chris's passing, nearly 5 months before the wedding was scheduled, they did call the venue to let them know. But the contract was strict and it said that unless the Cotton Room was the one initiating the cancellation, there will be no refund. A local media outlet, WRAL, was able to get some answers out of the executive director of the hospitality company that owns the Cotton Room. They said they won't be issuing a refund because they've been holding the venue for a year and that other couples wanted their wedding date. They did say that if they found a couple that wanted to get married on the 11th of October, that they would refund $11,000 of the over $18,000 deposit. And even if they could find another couple to take the date, they would still be keeping $7,500 because of all of the work they had already done toward this wedding, I guess. But none of that matters because even though the Cotton Room says they made a good faith effort to rebook the venue for that date, they could not find another couple, allegedly. The building was originally a cotton manufacturing company, specifically a cotton mill started by Julian Carr in the early 1900s. This did all get established after the Civil War, but it did get established by families that absolutely profited from the antebellum period. In terms of this specific building, I did not find any history of enslaved people being forced into labor here. Though they did have women and very likely children working from home on some of these textile items. And also, the Cotton Room branding is kind of doing a lot because really this whole business was about tobacco. And the cotton that they were producing was being used to make bags for their loose leaf tobacco. I think the venue is legally within the right to keep this money, but I think it's morally correct to give it back. And even from a business perspective, it probably was a smarter decision just to give it to them in the first place. But I don't work in the wedding or event industries, so if you know about that, let me know what you think. Apparently the wedding industry is in a little slump right now. If the photographer, planner, and DJ could all give the money back, I don't know. That's everything I know about this. Love you guys. Drink water. Bye.
I have an update on the Cotton Room. This is a wedding venue in Durham, North Carolina that is refusing to fund any cent of $18,000 deposit that was put down by a bride and a groom for their wedding in October, and the groom actually unexpectedly passed in May, and they reached out that May to try to get some of the deposit back, and the Cotton Room is refusing to refund. So a commenter said, so my dad works in PR and the owner reached out to him with help to remediate, and he told them that it would cost about the same amount to help with PR as it would to refund the money. He advised them to refund and then declined to take their business. Then for those immoral people who are sitting here agreeing with the side of the Cotton Room and saying that it's a business and maybe they can't afford to refund, I don't understand that type of logic. Because this commenter right here on their Facebook is exactly right. If you're using current deposits for future events to cover past expenses, you're not running a business, you're running a Ponzi scheme. You don't have the money to return because you've already spent it, meaning you need another booking to pay it back. That's not sustainable and forces you to operate in bad faith.
A young lady's fiance unfortunately passed away 5 months before their wedding was supposed to take place. She contacted the venue. It was $18,000 for this venue. And they refused to give that lady a refund, even with 5 months notice. Not a partial refund, not a deposit back, nothing. They refused to give that woman her money back. And before you say, oh, it's $18,000, that's a lot. Listen to this. Y'all remember that episode of SpongeBob when Mr. Krabs dropped that penny down the sink, and in order to get his hand back out, he had to let go of the... Sometimes as a business, let go of the fucking dime, bitch. That 18K in comparison to the fact that their business might no longer be successful, because anytime you look up the name, the first thing that comes up is that this woman lost her fiance, and instead of in this tragic moment having the empathy as a company to say, hey, we can't give you the whole 18,000 right now, we got to be understanding of overhead and how business functions, but we can pay you out in 2 invoices. We can give you your deposit back to start, and then in 2 payments we'll pay you back the full amount of the $18,000 in a refund. We just need X amount of time. That was the dime. Hundreds of thousands of dollars now may be lost, because anytime somebody is going to book this place, they go and type it on social media and find out that you're the type of company that wouldn't give somebody their money back after their fiance died. That young man is no longer here, and that woman is probably going through hell. And she like, shit, maybe if I get a little couple dollars back. And y'all told her no. I don't know if y'all remember how that scene from Mr. Krabs end, but let me.
Did you guys hear the story about this wedding venue, the Cotton Room in Durham, North Carolina? Bride and groom books their wedding, gives the $18,000, I don't know if it was the deposit or the full amount. 5 months before the wedding, the husband, the fiance died. So they asked this venue to refund the money back. And the venue at first said, well, we'll give you some of the money back if we can book that spot. It's 5 months, okay? So it's not like he passed away the night before. And apparently the venue did not book that day. And they are refusing to give this bride, this grieving bride, her $18,000 back. I want to tell you, in a video that I made earlier this morning, I was telling you how a week before my wedding, my fiance died. And not only did the people that we paid for the flowers, the cake maker, DJ, the venue, they not only gave all the money back to the penny, and this was a week before our wedding, but they also, the venue donated $500 to the American Cancer Society because my fiance died of medulloblastoma. Go to their website, give them a call, go to their social media page, and tell this business to pay this bride back her money. You can't fill that spot in 5 months. And even if they couldn't fill the spot, they never used the venue. And this was a circumstance that was beyond their control. Let's demand, because we're good at that here at TikTok, let's demand that this venue give this poor, bereaved bride-to-be her money back.
I don't plan on planning a wedding anytime soon, but for whatever reason, if I ever needed to, it sure as shit would not be with the Cotton Room in Durham, North Carolina. I already don't like the damn name. Now, if you don't know what's going on, there was this bride and groom that went ahead and put a deposit down, half. Guess the amount. Half. $18,000. $18,000 that they gave these people. Unfortunately, he did collapse and pass, and he is no longer with us, but the wedding is still 5 months away. Now, the bride and groom did get a refund from all their other vendors, so like the DJ, even the wedding planner who already put in effort, time, and hours, they've all refunded them. But basically, the Cotton Room in Durham, North Carolina said, hey, you should have got wedding insurance. They're basically stating that we've had to block out the date. We've had to put in time, renovations, hours, planning, effort into this, a wedding of this size before the actual date. So that's actually what they're paying for. And out of consideration, we have basically released them of the other half of their duties to pay us. So you mean to tell me that you believe in the kindest of your hearts that the most you could do was release them from paying the other half of what they owed? The man is gone. He's passed. There is no them getting married. They didn't just break up. They didn't decide not to be together anymore. He's good and past. He ain't coming back. So, for anybody out there who might be thinking about planning a wedding with this place and putting that deposit down, I guess make sure you have insurance, wedding insurance, and a cold heart, because that is wrong as hell.
The Cotton Room wedding venue in North Carolina is about to lose so much money because they're being greedy and stupid. So Chris Perry and his fiance Kristen Seidel got engaged last year. They were supposed to get married this October coming up. Well, unfortunately, Chris passed away a day before his birthday. So, of course, requested a refund from the wedding venue. Can you believe the Cotton Room refuses to give these people the $18,000 deposit that they put down? Now, while I can understand that they may have a no refund policy, right, if someone cancels the wedding, but given the circumstances and the bad publicity that will come from you not giving the money back, it's not worth it. I think they should just give them the refund. At least any smart business person will make that decision and give the money back. They also reached out to a PR team. The PR team told them that the best thing for them to do is refund the money to avoid the bad publicity. Because the amount of money they would have to pay the PR team would be around the same as the deposit that they took from that couple. It's just my opinion. I think they should give the money back. I understand some people may feel differently because of the no refund policy. But given the circumstances, give the money back.
Okay, y'all aren't being fair. Come on, let's be fair. Just hear me out before y'all get in my comments talking crazy. So anybody that's been married or do marriage planning knows that it takes sometimes multiple years to plan out weddings, from the right venue to vendors to all that other stuff. They have already did the work. Unfortunately, the fiance ended up passing because they were supposed to get married in October. But look at it from the business standpoint. They've already done the work. It is non-refundable. And y'all aren't looking at it from that standpoint, which is why I said y'all aren't being fair. Because even though the wedding is not happening, people still got to get paid for the work that they did. Like I said, it's unfortunate, and I do hope they can come to a happy medium, or they can come to a resolution, because I totally understand where y'all are coming from, and I can understand as a young businessman that owns a small business also where they're coming from.
So I went to the website itself, and anytime there's no upfront pricing, even though I can see that being for a venue anyway, but no price, you already know it's going to be expensive. But I don't know. I've gone to certain websites and they did disclose the pricing, or at least starting at, but from the looks of it, I couldn't tell if maybe you're just paying for the venue, the space, or are there a la carte, or are there packages to where they will supply, food, the catering, the lights, the camera, the action, the seats. So we don't know what's in the package. So I'm saying all that to say, as a business, if they've already paid for other people to secure paid deposits, and of course they didn't pay full price. This is a profitable business. So some of it they did pocket. No, if I have a no refund policy, I would be like, I'm sorry, I can't. Someone did mention paying it, over time, just from a moral standpoint, and I get it. But they've already ruined their reputation pretty much, because the cat is out of the bag. It's already on social media, so people are already like, no, I'm not using them because of what happened. So even if they were give the money back, I feel like it's too late. They should have did that in the beginning. Honestly, guys, they can sell the venue or just change the name of the venue, or just wait until the hype dies down. But I feel like their business would be okay. I mean, just looking at the website, it's beautiful. They have, professional, very picturesque views, and yeah, it's beautiful. So I don't know. If it were me, I would not put it in the contract, but I would definitely give somebody their money back. I would have a just in case, because things happen. If somebody passes away, that doesn't happen that often. It just depends on the package. If they just secure the venue itself and I own it, but if I've already paid people who are taking care of their families who have families, no. And yes, some people may be like, "Oh my gosh, it was 5, 6 months out. That's enough time in advance." Have y'all ever planned a wedding? Some venues are booked for 2 years, a year. Typically, you need a year. So they could give the money back, and maybe bank on another deposit. And that is very well what they could be doing. They could be like, okay, so let's see if anybody on our waiting list can plan a quick wedding in the next 5 months and we can give them their money back and take a deposit from these people, the new people who really wanted to get booked. I don't know. We can look at this many ways from a business standpoint, from an emotional standpoint. Emotions aside, business is not morals. It's business. It's an entity. It's not human. But reputation definitely is based on morals, and I feel like a business is based on reputation, right? But it just depends. I mean, they can get people. First of all, it's not just anybody booking because what's the 18,000? Is that the deposit? Is that the final payment? What is the? I don't even think she was done. Was she? Look. It's expensive. Me personally, my wedding, if it costs more than $5,000, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And I'm just talking about the venue. I would have a small wedding. I will be the one to elope because I don't like to plan. I think the planning is what gives people cold feet. It makes them second guess. I really do. I think if you want to get married, you should just go to Vegas and then have an intimate, beautiful dinner with your family. That's my opinion. So, but that ring needs to be everything. I feel like needs to go into the ring and the wedding bands. And that 18,000, I would have put that down a house. But that's just me. I just don't believe in spending that much money on certain things. And a wedding is one of them. Who are you trying to impress? Who who are you trying to be the talk of the town? I mean, maybe they are somebody, maybe they were somebody. Rest in peace to the groom, and I hope the bride, will find peace in her grieving, and I hope this brings her peace, even though this is actually in her grieving, she's having to relive it and be out $18,000. So, I mean, hey, I'm hopeful. Hopefully, they'll give her the money back. It's going down another path, but business owners, make sure, because this can happen, make sure you take this as a learning experience and know that social media is powerful. They're already they're already on Google, on their website, tarnishing the business. They're even saying that people are saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to say that they have roaches. I'm going to say that I saw a mouse." And believe it or not, everybody is not just going crazy social media, but honestly, weddings are emotional. So the first thing somebody's going to do is go to the reviews because they're not going to want bad energy on their wedding. They want it to be perfect. That's usually how it goes. So this may tarnish the business. Stay tuned. I may do a follow up. Marketing is 70% of your income. Actually, it might be less than that because we are in a media AI age where it could be 20%, but you need to take the money to spend it on your marketing and your business development. You are the cook, okay? Your craft is cooking, or your craft is um, planning, being a wedding planner, but not everybody is cotton ball. You guys, that's all I got. This wow, there's just so many perspectives, so many ways to look at it. Uh, but at the end of the day, a life was lost, and that's sad. That sucks. So, oh, don't y'all forget to subscribe to my channel. That's all I got, you guys. Until next time, bye.